everybody, I hope you're doing well today. If we haven't met before, my name's Tina, and this video is all about using up my stash. If you're anything like me and you're into crafting and you're into Christmas, you've got quite a stash that you have sitting around that you haven't used up yet. And I am going to be going through my stash in the next 12 days and getting as much Christmas stuff done as I possibly can. That includes decor, gifts, DIYs, thrift flips, all over the place. So every day I am going to take something out of my stash, or multiple things, and I'm going to be remaking them or making them on this channel, and I thought I would bring you along. So if you're interested in that kind of thing and you need to work through your stash, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy this video. Hot plate that I bought off of Amazon that I absolutely love when I am making little things like this in my craft room, and I will try and remember to link that. If I don't, guys, please remind me. But anyway, I am taking, you know, those little melts that you get that you put in the warmers. I am taking a bunch of those, probably about a total of 12. And I'm melting them down, and I have they're evergreen, and a few of them are frankincense, so I'm kind of mixing them together. I mix them all the time, but I always try and mix ones that probably would smell good together. And these are some little molds that I got from the Dollar Tree. You can buy these little things everywhere. These are like little candy molds. Of course, you can use them for other things. You can make soap, or you can do what we're doing. So I am going to go ahead after these have melted down, and this little hot plate that I have melts them pretty quick. So I'm just, after they're melted down and mixed, I am just putting them in this mold, and I let them set for a good, I don't know, an hour. And you can speed it up a little and put them in the freezer if you want. So now I have these two tops that I got from some jars from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to jazz those up a little bit. I just have some silver paint that I had from Fusion. And I think this is iron something. I can't remember what it is. But I'm just going over this and stippling these jars, because I just think they look kind of, they look kind of cheapy, and they're actually good little jars. They have a seal on them. And I want my jars, when I do this stuff, to have a seal, because I don't want it to leak or anything, because you do have kind of a liquid oil type in there, and of course you don't want it to evaporate either. So, but I don't like how these jars look. And then now what I'm doing is I'm just taking, after this dries, I'm adding some rub and buff to add a little dimension to this. I want this to look like it's just an old metal jar, basically. Maybe more galvanized, I guess. And I also, after I do the silver rub and buff, I use a little bit of black. And my goal is to make it look like a kind of a galvanized look. And I think it kind of does when it's done. I think it looks better anyway. And anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm popping these out. And I did put them in the freezer, not even, maybe 10 minutes. It helps get them out, and keeps them from breaking. And I'm going to pop all of them out. They come out pretty easily. You could use a lot of your IOD molds if you have some that are a little deeper. You want a reasonably deep mold, because you want these to be, a decent size. You don't want them to be too thin. Anyway, I just take them and then I put them in the jar. And one of those little things will fill up one jar. And these are just wax melts for people. And it's a cool gift to give people. And of course, you've made your own fragrance by mixing them. And then, of course, you want to just kind of wrap it the way you want to. I've just taken some different red ribbon that I have. I like mixing the red and the green. That's why I made those green, and those were like little trees. So I thought, well, okay, they're going to be green. And I don't even really tie a bow. I just kind of tie like a little knot thing in front because I didn't really want it to be too fancy. And then I take these little sprigs. I got these sprigs off of Amazon, I think last year. And if I can find them, I'd put them in there. But just use whatever little greenery that you have. And actually, I just tuck those in there. And again, I use these same labels that I got from Dollar Tree. And I just hand wrote on there wax melts. And it's a cute little gift to give somebody. And honestly, I think the scent that I made is better than the ones you buy. So, you just put them in your little wax melter thing. So now what I'm doing is I have these little jars. This is one I thrifted, and the other one comes from a yogurt. And I'm showing you. I have the little black top. You can not black wooden tops. You can buy those on Amazon. You don't have to use those, but if you want to, you can. I don't use it in this one, but I wanted to show you that you definitely can get the little tops for those. And the yogurt it also has like a bluish purple yogurt cup too that I make candles out of. And I think I did that before on this channel, but I wanted to show you something different. And so now what we're doing is we're using the Gilded Tinsel Transfer by IOD. And I am just picking out some transfers to put on these jars. And I'm just going to be putting some transfers on them. So this is super easy to do. These tinsel transfers, the gilded transfers, are really actually extremely easy to use. The key is to not over rub them. And I think some people just do that, but you don't have to. And look how beautiful that looks. And this is just a little yogurt jar. And then I'm taking this little angel. Now she's not going to fit on there perfectly. Part of her won't fit, but most of her will. So I'm going to go ahead and put the angel on. And this is just a little glass that I thrifted. I think I probably paid 25 cents for it. And I end up deciding that I wanted to put something on the back. So I go back and I look. And this thing is loaded with things to use. And at Christmas time, I think this is a real plus. It's great for tags, all that kind of thing. I had meant to be able to do a video on packaging things, but hey, never got around to it. But anyway, you can imagine all the wonderful things you could do with that. So I'm just going to take some wording out to put on one of them. And there's one page that has all different wording like this, and I'm just going to cut out Peace on Earth, and then I'm going to cut that up into pieces and put that on one of them. And you basically just go in and cut out what you want and then cut out the pieces and use them accordingly. So after I open my transfers, guys, I have like little plastic sleeves I put them in because you end up having little pieces all over the place. So anyway, I'm going to put Peace on Earth on one of these, and on the other one I'm going to go ahead and put another little like holly arrangement type thing, and you just rub it on just like we did before. They go on very, very easily. I do not put a top coat on these. I don't put top coats on transfers when I'm doing them on glass because I don't want to foggy up the glass. But I do burnish them down. Basically, I just take the shiny white portion and rub it down, or I rub it down on the foil transfers with my finger. But I don't put a top coat on it because most of the time that will make your glass cloudy. Now what I'm doing is I have a candle making kit, and if you don't have a kit, you can definitely just take an old wick, or you can take a piece of string and melt some wax on it, and it will do exactly the same thing. You can take a popsicle stick and put a hole in it. And if you don't have candle wax like I do that you can melt, you can definitely just melt a candle. What I did here for my scent is I took a bunch of those wax melts and I mixed it with my wax. And I did buy wax to use, but as I said, you can definitely just melt down an old candle. And here I have two pretty little teacups and saucers, and I am going to make candles out of those. These make great little gifts to give people. They absolutely love them. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. This is just a little sticky thing to put the wick on. But like I said, you could use a string and you can dip it in wax. And you can actually just tape down the bottom with some masking tape and it will do exactly the same thing. And you can take a popsicle stick and put a little hole in it in the middle and it will hold this up. But this is a little kit that I have and it did not cost much at all. And it did come with the soy wax, but I have melted down candles before and mixed it in with the wax melts. Anyway, that's some quick and easy candles. They smell amazing.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light. While we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying
So I have an empty mug here that I purchased at Hobby Lobby when it was 70% off. And I'm just putting some little green filler in there. And I'm showing you these little spoons. I took just some regular plastic spoons and I dipped them in chocolate and milk chocolate, and then I sprinkled them with little Christmas sprinkles, and I put them in a little cellophane wrapper. You can buy these on Amazon. All these wrappers, there's all kinds that you can buy, and I'm tying it with just this little bow. And there I have an ornament that I made that is from the ginger and spice mold, and then I was showing you the bibelot mold. And then I made a little tag, and I have these little spoons that I bought off of Amazon, and they're just little candy cane spoons. And I have some hot chocolate. I bought that in a big bulk pack. And then I have these little snowman marshmallows. It's called a melted snowman marshmallow. And all of this stuff you can purchase on Amazon, and I will link all of that for you. And so I'm going to put my little ornament in there. And then on the other side, I'm going to put my melted snowman. I put two of those in there. And I put my little spoon that I dipped in chocolate. And then I'm going to take my other little spoons, my little candy cane spoons, and put those in front. And after that, I just make sure it's arranged where you can see everything in there. I have some ribbon that I purchased off of Amazon, very cheap. It's not expensive ribbon. And then I'm going to put it in these little cellophane baggies. These I purchased on Amazon in bulk, and I usually get assorted sizes because I make a lot of little things like this to put in my booths. And these are also great to have at home for gifts, just a fast little gift or an office gift, or if you forgot to get something for somebody, you just grab one of these because they're generic. And these little tags I bought, just blank tabs off of Amazon. I painted them red, and then I had purchased these little wood tags, uh, and I love the vintage look of them. And I just hot glued them on to the wood tag. And so now I'm just going to tie this bow on the top. And I'm going to go through these, and I think I did like 25 of these cups, uh, probably in an hour. I mean, it took no time at all to do these. And basically, you just go through the same process on every one. And I had made the ornaments prior, so obviously the ornaments would take longer. And I just used the new Below 2 mold and the ginger and spice. And I believe I have those in stock. And also, any you could use any other ornaments that you make as well. I just thought that the gingerbread looked really cute with the whole hot cocoa and the candy stripe and everything in there. So, yeah, I mean, this was very, very fast. Of course, I do the components separately. I did the spoons separately, a bunch of those, and I did the ornaments separately. So that does take extra time. But if you batch make everything, you can knock these out really quick. And I probably paid less than $2 per mug, and that's about what you would pay in a thrift store. So, you know, that's well worth it. And I just write to and from on the back. You could also stamp them, with your stamps if you want to do that as well. And I think sometimes I do that too. But I just used a permanent marker, and I will do a bunch of these, and I'll have a bunch of presents.
Wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day. A Merry Christmas Day. Oh, yeah. Carolers are singing outside our door. Lovely songs we all heard before. As we walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day.
We are going to take 1 cup of sugar, just regular old sugar. You can use brown sugar for this if you want to. And then I'm going to be taking some coconut oil. It's kind of solid form. You do need to melt it. And then I'm going to take some shea oil and some cocoa oil, uh, and be mixing that in there. So I use 1/3 cup of the shea oil and cocoa oil, and then 1/3 cup of the coconut oil. After I've melted it down, I have a little hot plate on my desk. You can definitely do this in your microwave. And then I mix that up really, really good. I also I'm going to add some essential oil. You can use whatever scent that you want. I'm going to use 4 tablespoons or teaspoons, I'm sorry, of peppermint in there. And I'm going to mix that all up. And then I decide I want to add a little bit of mica powder, and that is just to give it some color. You can use food coloring. And I'm going to add a little extra sugar to this because I want it to be just a little bit less liquidy in there. And you mix it up really, really good and just put it in a jar. And this stuff is amazing. It really is fantastic to have around. It softens your skin and it's smooth, and I just love it. But anyway, that is so easy, and it has a wonderful peppermint smell. So now we're moving on to the next one, and this stuff has a rougher texture than just the sugar. And I'm putting 2 cups of the coconut oil in there. And then I'm going to go ahead, not cups, I'm sorry, third cups, 2/3 cups, 2/3, and then two-thirds cup of the shea oil and cocoa oil. And this time I'm going to put 4 teaspoons. Actually, I think I put more than that. I put 6 in of the peppermint, and I'm going to mix that up really, really good. And then I decide I want a lot more of my Dead Sea bath salts in there, so I probably put almost another whole cup. And now I'm adding some eucalyptus, so I put just about 6 of those in there as well. So I have the eucalyptus and the peppermint in there, and it's an amazing smell, guys. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my mica powder to that. And of course I'm adding more than I did the last time because this is basically double the batch. And I love this stuff. This mixture is what I make for myself. I used to buy something similar to this. If you are crafting, you get stuff all over your hands. This stuff is amazing. So then I'm going to put that in 2 smaller jars as well, and this will make 2. Actually, a little extra, but not a lot. So anyway, basically, I fill up the jars and I kind of shake them down a little bit, and then it settles in there, and they pretty much fill up. I mean, this will fill up 2 full jars, and the scent will stay there, and this stuff is amazing on your hands. I love it. It's a little bit more intense than just the sugar scrub, but I like that, especially getting paint off my hands. So now we're on to the next one. So I put 1 cup of sugar in there, and now I'm going to put 1 cup of Epsom salt, which is a lot more coarse than the Dead Sea bath salts. So you really wouldn't want to use that on your hands. I mean, I don't like to. It's a little bit rough. And then I'm going to take 2 cups of the coconut oil and mix that all together really, really good. And then we're going to go ahead and add in some of our mica powder again and give it that green tint. We don't have to do that. It's not necessary, but I like to do that anyway. And I will go ahead and put probably about, uh, I don't know how much it is, a capful, which I really, measuring wise, I wouldn't really be able to tell you, maybe about a half a teaspoon. And I'm going to mix that up really, really good. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some of my Dead Sea bath salts to that. The Dead Sea is not quite as coarse as Epsom salt. Epsom salt's a lot more coarse. For a foot scrub, I like to use the Epsom salt. And now I'm going to add a little bit, about 1/3 of my shea butter in there. I like to add the shea butter because it stays more liquid, and it's just such a really wonderful feeling. I also added peppermint and the eucalyptus to that as well. I didn't show you, but anyway, I did do that. And now I'm putting it into a bigger jar, and this makes an amazing foot scrub. It works extremely well. It's a lot more coarse than the hand scrubs, but because of the Epsom salt. But I mean, you could use it on your hands if you wanted to. Anyway, what I do for all of these is I just take some labels that I got from the Dollar Tree and a marker, and I hand write the labels. If you wanted to, you could definitely print those out, or you could use your stamps, but I felt like that was fine for me. I took some red and white striped twine to go in there. I thought that would be pretty with the green. And I just put that on the smaller jars and kind of just decorated those with just a bow in the front. I thought that looked cute. And then I had these little sprigs of evergreen, and I just tied some of that same twine around those. And this is just all optional. I mean, obviously you decorate it any way you want to, but I do think that the presentation is nice. And on the foot scrub, I used just a red and white ribbon that I had, and I went ahead and just tied just a little very simple bow in front, and the labels up in front. All of them have their little label, and the label's black. I think it goes good with it. As I said, I mean, you can make it as fancy as you want to, and I had a little bit bigger sprig for that, and I just hot glued it to the top of each of these jars just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. And I really love these. These are great to give as gifts. I don't know. They're easy to make. I think I did all of this in less than maybe an hour for sure. And you can, multiply the recipe to make as much as you want. I just wanted to kind of show you how to quickly make this, but it's very, very easy. And, I don't know. I love it. And of course, you can make it lavender, or you can make it any type you want. I'm just doing the peppermint and the eucalyptus just because it's Christmas time. So anyway, I am just gluing these little sprigs on the top just to kind of jazz it up. You could definitely tuck them inside. You could put the label inside.
Around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing, just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard be.
If you happen to need any IOD, Fusion, Paint Couture, Pen Art Products, Sweet Pickens Milk Paint, JRV, recycled papers, or decoupage papers, you can get that on my website, rehashdesigns.com. The link is in the description. We offer free shipping and flat rate shipping and fast shipping in case you want to add to your stash. I hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for the next video that you'll be seeing tomorrow. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.